Hey, what's up guys? Mike Patrick, and in this video, this is probably going to be one of the most important videos that I've ever done up until this point, okay guys? Now, listen guys, a situation happened today, and it really inspired me to do this video. Now, I guess I can start by saying this to get me into what I want to talk about. Everyone that is black, so-called black, is not your ally, okay? Everyone that is white is not necessarily your enemy, okay? Now, this is the thing, guys. When you think in terms of the Most High, okay, I think a lot of people have a problem with me based on the fact that I'm not polarized and the way that I look at things. See, when you think of religion, right, you think of people who, especially when it comes to Christianity, they think of Satan, the devil, as the Most High's enemy, okay? And the thing is, guys, the way I look at it is, Satan works for the Most High, okay? Satan carries out his purpose for the Most High, okay? So I never play the victim, if that makes sense, okay? I don't look at myself as a victim, okay? I look at myself as a person that is being tested by the Most High. And as long as I go through that test, okay, the way that I am supposed to in the eyes of the Most High, then everything will work out according to the way that the Most High wants it to work out. I never look at it like Satan is my enemy, okay? If the Most High is my ally, then how can Satan or anyone else be my enemy, okay, guys? So anything that happens in the world, especially in the times that we are in right now, a lot of people are trying to give too much reverence to Satan. Satan doing this. Satan is doing that. Now, how about Satan is doing what the Most High allows him to do according to the Most High's plan and his agenda? Okay, guys? Now, with that said, I want to talk about how, do you think that the Most High is necessarily condensed to where he makes white people your enemy, all of them, okay? Do you think he's so condensed to where he makes black people your ally, all of them, okay? Now think about it, right? If someone is in power, okay, guys, and if they are majority, let's just say someone that's in power, let's just say men are majority in power, okay? Now, if the Most High is in control, right, and if he means for men and women to be equal, or even if he meant for women to at some point be exalted above men, how do you think he would necessarily carry that out? Do you think that he would necessarily make all men hate women and all women hate men, okay? Or would he have men, good men, okay, or men that would carry out his agenda and helping out women, okay? So, with that said, guys, now this is for people who are of descent of the ancient Hebrew Israelites, okay, guys? Now, this is the thing. You cannot look at all people that have your skin tone as your ally. You can't look at all people that doesn't have your skin tone as your enemy, okay? The Most High can indulge whoever he wants to indulge in order to bring about what he wants to bring about, okay, guys? And so I just wanted to make that clear And I know in a past video, I pretty much stated the same thing in so many words. But and now, I think I did that video maybe over 2 years ago now, or a year and a half, a little bit over 2 years ago. So the thing is, I want to just reiterate in a time where there's more and more division, okay, and more bait to fall into Satan's basket, okay, guys? Because, like I said, the Most High is in control, but he allows Satan to use his devices, okay? So, with that said, guys, be careful of jumping into these categories where you are you're feeding the agenda of Satan, okay, guys? So you're jumping into that category of, I'm a black person who hates white people. I'm a white person who hates black people. And this thing is so complex, guys, that it would take me literally hours upon hours to get into this thing. So I always try to keep my videos somewhat short while I get into the point, and then you can read between the lines, okay, guys? But like when you think of, for example, BLM, right? Or PB, okay? And I use those, I say BLM and PB because for YouTube purposes and things like that, I want this video to be able to get out to as many people as it can. And so certain words are trigger words, okay? That can get your videos banned or flagged and things like that. But, okay, with BLM, I know for a fact there's so-called white people in BLM, okay? Now, with the PBs, I don't know for a fact that there's black people in that organization. But what I can say is this. I've never seen, per se, that they are necessarily a racist organization. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen the mainstream media, and granted, I don't go searching them, you know, so therefore I don't know what some of their rhetoric is, okay? But the rhetoric that I have seen in mainstream media is more so where they stand for the Constitution and traditional ways of America, okay, guys? And so with that said, that doesn't necessarily make them racist. Until somebody comes out their mouth and say, oh, you know, I hate black people or I'm against black people, that doesn't necessarily make them racist, because there are a lot of black people who stand for traditional American values as well. So they may very well have black people in their organization. So it's more of an ideology than it is necessarily a skin color thing. From what I can see and what I've been able to come across right now, like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of digging into them. I try to stay away from stuff like that. Even with BLM, I don't go digging with BLM, okay? And so with that said, now, I know there was an incident. Let me say this. I know there was an incident that I did see where they burned a BLM flag at a church. Now, that right there, I don't know a whole lot about the situation other than that. So therefore, I'm not going to dig too much into it. But if that is the case, then that's not the right thing to do, okay? Just because you don't agree with someone's ideas or ideology, it doesn't mean that you should go vandalizing anything of theirs, okay? So that is one thing that if it does stand to be true, and if I was to do some digging and if it stood to be true, then no, that's not cool, okay? Black Lives Matter. Like I said, I know there's a lot of white people that also support Black Lives Matter, and I've never heard Black Lives Matter say, the heck with white people, or anything like that. So I think there's certain people who want to make these things strictly a race issue, okay? But I think it's more of a societal issue, okay? And people happen to be black, people happen to be white, people happen to be yellow, people happen to be red, whatever, okay? I don't care if you were orange, okay? It's more of an ideology thing, okay? So with that said, guys, we want to more so try to come together as much as we can, because now, for those of you who identify, okay, as descendants of the ancient Hebrew Israelites, okay, even the Most High told us to be the light of the world, okay? We were always supposed to be a good example here, okay? We wasn't supposed to be an example of hate. We wasn't supposed to be an example of all the things that we say we are fighting against or that we want to get free from. We're not supposed to be an example of that, okay? And if you truly are following the Most High, okay, and his energy, his spirit, his word, okay, then you know that to be the case. You know that everything is in his hands. So therefore, why would you try to take things into your hands, okay? Be the light of the world. One thing I try to do on my channel is I try to be the change that I want to see, okay? So guess what? If I'm not on my videos toting guns, talking about selling drugs, acting a certain way, cooning, as they say, because really a coon is a person who upholds the stereotypes that other people have of them. Okay? See, people tend to think cooning is when you act like you have some sense, okay? And then they say that you're trying to act white, you know, as if white people are the only people with class, okay, and that carry themselves a certain way. Okay, see what I mean? Cooning just means you're feeding into the stereotype that someone already has for you. So if people say that all white people kill each other in the streets, smoke meth, smoke crack, and are on government benefits, okay, and then you come across a white person that very well fits that does that, that's a coon, okay? So that's what that means, okay? So the thing is, guys, if we're supposed to be the light of the world, we're supposed to be a good example no matter what, okay? Now, even with me, I still get stimuli, okay, to where I have to check myself. The more that you are growing, the more you're going to get tested. The Father doesn't put any more on you than you can handle. So, therefore, okay, guys, you're going to continue to get tested. So, now, with that said, trust me, if I didn't know any better, and if I didn't ground myself and continuously pray and reflect, okay, and spend time with myself, it'll be real easy for me to be racist, okay? Because trust me, I grew up and I live currently in Virginia, okay? So therefore, guys, especially in the climate of what's going on right now, people's true colors are coming out. So therefore, look, guys, I've had racist comments said to me. I've had racist things said to me. I felt, mind you, I'm an empath, so I can feel certain energies and things like that. And so it'd be real easy for me to say, okay, this is what it is 100% of the time with everyone. And so this is how I'm going to be. But no, that's a test, because at the same time, the Most High also shows me people where that's not necessarily the case, as far as them giving me bad energy or saying negative things, okay? And some people give me good energy who happen to be of a different race, okay? And some people say nice things and good things that happen to be of another race. And that always brings me back into balance, okay? And then to check, to remember that, yes, while you're going up this ladder, you are going to come across people that very well will solidify certain ideals, certain ideologies, certain ways of stereotyping people, okay? But it's not the case 100% of the time and all the time. And your job is to stay straight, okay? And to be the person or one of the people that fights through it, because it's like anything else, okay? When something is about to change, guys, sometimes it gets very bad before it gets before it's just a new, okay, and it gets totally better. Okay, guys, so for a certain amount of time, okay, people were able to carry on a certain type of way because things were a certain type of way. And so their true colors didn't have to come out. Nothing really stirred them up, okay, guys? But now we're in the thick of things where we are in great political divide. We are in great environmental stress, okay? We are in great racial stress and divide, okay? We are in great just even health, even in a health crisis, okay? Even before COVID, we were in a health crisis. And then health doesn't always just have to be physical. It can be mental. And physical and mental health go hand in hand. So therefore, if people's physical health ain't right, a lot of times their mental health is not where it should be. And then therefore, it correlates to how they interact with other people. Okay, guys? And so with that said, we have so many things that can just rock the boat, okay, and make things even more rocky and more divided and more hostile, okay? And so most of us, it's going to be easy to go into your corner, pick your corner. Are you in that corner, this corner? You on this side or that side, whatever, okay? But it is a certain amount of us here who are meant to try to hold things together and piece things together while things are being taken to pieces, if that makes sense, okay? So to kind of piece together what is going to be new as the old is being taken apart, okay? And if that makes sense. And so another thing, guys, with me being an empath, this goes for me, but I know there's my videos. The point of doing the point of blogging should be to help other people and for them to see you and see how they identify with you and what they can relate to, and hopefully you can help someone else going through the same things that you may be going through. So the thing is, guys, another thing is, especially with empaths, guys, just because if a person doesn't particularly care for you, that means they don't, in some cases, not all cases, that means they don't particularly care for you. Okay, guys? So another thing with me, because I know a lot of people in my vicinity, in my area, actually watch my videos. So it's very well, I know for a fact, if someone who's watching this video right now, who I'm going to see in the streets tomorrow, or a couple days from now, or even at my job maybe, or at a store, who very well will see this video, but they're not going to say, oh, I watch your videos, right? And so the thing is, guys, if you happen to be white, black, orange, yellow, green, whatever, right? If a person just doesn't necessarily gravitate to you, don't try to identify that person a certain way because they don't necessarily care for you or don't seem like they're gravitating to you like you may want them to gravitate to you, or the attention that you may wish they give you, okay? And I say that because I know for a fact there's probably a lot of people who, especially in my vicinity, where because I don't necessarily appear to want to be eager to sit there and talk to you for 30 minutes, okay, or 20 minutes or whatever, and you happen to be white, you happen to be yellow, orange, okay, it may just be something that I feel we're not compatible as individuals, not the color of your skin, because there is white people, yellow people, tan people, okay, black people who, if I'm feeling their energy, I'm digging them, I think we compatible, then it just feels natural to interact with that person. But I'm not going to go out my way and try to be phony. I will go out my way to respect everybody. So, especially depending on what setting I'm in, I'm going to speak to you. I'm not going to disrespect you or anything like that. But I may not necessarily embrace you to the point where I walk up to you and just start talking to you and we carry on a conversation for 15, 20 minutes. Okay, guys? That's not necessarily a racial thing. That's a person-to-person thing. Okay, guys, and you have to respect that with any and everybody, and we have to understand that about people, because things like that cause more divide. Because what happens when you try to go, you may have in your mind that I'm going to go talk to a I'm going to go talk to a black person today like that, and then that black person doesn't embrace you like you want them to, and then deep down you may already have issues that even put you in a position to where you consciously said, oh, I'm going, and that's good that you're trying to take a step, into, wholeness, and trying to, spread love and bring people together, and trying to go the opposite way of where things seem to be naturally going, okay? But at the same time, what happens if that black person doesn't respond to you the way you wanted them to, okay? Is that going to make you even more hateful, okay? Or what? You see what I'm saying? And so it's the same thing, and vice versa, any other race, okay, guys? So that's another thing, guys. Like, we're at a time where certain people, do have to guard their energy, okay? You might not want to interact with everybody. You might not want to have everybody in your circle. You do want to try to help as many people as you can. That's why I do these videos, because I may not want to come to your house, sit down, kick it, and watch TV with you and have some drinks with you, per se, because I have to guard my energy. But at the same time, that don't mean that I can't help you by doing these videos, and you can watch these videos, okay? And then when you see it where I'm at, then if you want to meet me where I'm at, then that's fine. But you have the right for me to be able to respect where you're at, okay? And that's why in public, if you know me, I don't talk about stuff like this. I'm not going to just be at my job or out in the street or at the store talking about things like this, right? Any of you who know me and come across me know that. So with that said, because you have that right, if you're not on that, then you have that right to stay in your space, okay? And so, but the same thing for me, okay, guys? But if you are on what I'm on, then you can look at these videos and say, okay, I'm on now. I want to talk more with him on his frequency, on his vibe, okay, on his wavelength. Then we can do that, okay? Let me see here, guys. So I think for the most part, that's pretty much good, guys. But weather the storm, okay? We don't know who's who, okay? Let the Most High sort things and people out, okay, guys? Know who you are. For example, if you are, or if you do, and the reason why I say if you do identify, because even if just because your skin is darker, you may not necessarily be a Israelite, okay, or from the bloodline of the Israelites, okay. And just because your skin is lighter, don't mean that you're not, okay, guys. So that's why I say if you pretty much think that you're pretty sure that you are, then be the light of the world. And being the light of the world is not, if you really thought that you were royalty, if you really thought that you was of the Most High's people, an elect people, a chosen people, okay, you wouldn't walk around displaying petty behaviors, okay, that have to do with hate because somebody's skin is not the color of your skin, hate because whatever, okay, whatever little tedious things that we get caught up in as people, okay, you will be above that, all right, guys? And so be like that, okay? And then everything else will fall into place, okay, guys? So that's a message for everyone. Hopefully it was a good message. Peace.